Member of the Foreign Relations Committee, Tennessee, Senator Bill Hagerty joins me now. Thank you, Senator, for being here. Let me just ask what you know or what you can say about any of this. Are you at least concerned? I know you're restricted from coming out with any kind of material that is restricted, but is it still a danger? Could they do damage with the enriched nuclear items that they have?
I think one thing to keep in mind, Dave, is the intent of the Iranian regime. If you go back to the agreement that President Obama signed with the Ayatollahs there, they promised under the JCPOA not to continue their enrichment program. The Israelis certainly uncovered the fact that they violated that agreement. They continue to do it. We've seen what's happened with these deep underground facilities. Why in the hell would they build underground facilities that far below the ground if they weren't trying to hide something? They've clearly had the intent to weaponize nuclear material. They've been enriching it. We've known that. This absolute obliteration of the facilities, and I have seen, and I think this has been widely documented, these facilities have been taken out. Is it possible that some fissile material could still remain? Yes, that is a possibility. That's what the Israeli intelligence is reporting right now. At least one report says that. But it's obvious to me that you've got a regime that has the intent. Certainly, if they have that sort of intent, they'd like to have the ability to weaponize it. That is what's happened, though. The weaponization capability has been completely destroyed. It takes months, if not years, to rebuild even parts of these facilities, and the facilities have been completely obliterated. So I think what we have done at a minimum is by multi-year protection from what the Iranians could do.
And just to put a fine point in it, we know that they were responsible for a lot of terrorist activity going back decades. They still have cells all around the world. Is there concern that they could put together some kind of dirty bomb? Maybe they don't have enough to make a bomb, a nuclear explosion, but could they use some of this nuclear material to make a dirty bomb and use it in a terrorist fashion?
Well, in a hypothetical sense, and I think that's the way you're asking it, Dave, they certainly have, there's a potential to create something like you talk about, a dirty bomb, something that's not close to the type of weaponization that they have been obviously geared toward. But again, I think the Iranian regime has been put on notice. President Trump has been very deliberate, very clear. They violated his timeline, they violated his red line, and they suffered the consequences. I think the most important thing to keep the Iranian regime in check is the resolve of America and Israel. And we demonstrated that clearly. The time has come now for Iran to come to the table, for us to put this completely to an end.
Senator, I want to talk about some good news, which is that Bitcoin hit a new high this morning. Good news for people that have Bitcoin. You're actually looking to change the regulation when it comes to crypto. What's the problem, and what do you want to see changed?
Well, I think the problem is long-standing. Certainly over the prior 4 years of the Biden administration, they utilized a tool that I hate to even comment on it. It's called regulation by enforcement. Rather than creating a legal framework for cryptocurrencies, for the technology, for the stablecoin bill, the Genius Act that I just got passed out of the Senate and should come out of the House of Representatives next week, rather than have that sort of clear regulatory framework, the SEC, the CFTC, all the regulatory bodies kept this industry guessing all the time. And the bad outcome of that is, if you guess wrong, you're going to wind up being incarcerated. You're going to wind up being persecuted. You're going to wind up having enforcement action launched against you that could be very expensive. The net result of that, Dave, was that we were pushing innovation overseas, pushing it offshores, because developers did not know what the liability might be here. No one knew how to even register or to properly adhere to the laws because the laws weren't made clear. Our aim right now is to make a clear regulatory framework available here in the United States so developers can actually thrive here, so innovation can happen here onshore. That's exactly what I wanted to see with my stablecoin legislation, the Genius Act. That's going to take our payment system into the 21st century from something that was built back in the 70s and 80s. It's going to have an enormous economic impact on America and create a much greater demand for U.S. Treasury securities, because every stablecoin has to be backed up one for one, dollar for dollar, by U.S. Treasury security.
Senator Hagerty, great to see you, sir. Thank you for being here. Have a great weekend. Appreciate
you, Dave.
you coming
It's always
in.
great to be with you.